Basically, our mortgage was based always on the fact that later down the road, where we could probably put more money towards it and get it paid off quicker. But what happened was that you always find more expenses coming, so you never get to that spot.
What initially happened when I actually made the call in the first place was when I got a credit card bill in the mail, and that's when I found out that they had jumped it from 9% to 29% for absolutely no reason. I called the credit card company and said, what is happening here? You know, I mean, we've always paid on time, we've always paid more than the minimum. I've never been late on it, so I was flabbergasted as far as what was happening. And they said, well, we can just do that at any time. So I spent a weekend that was very rather despondent, we'll say, you know. And so I called, and immediately that sounded too good to be true, what they were telling me, that, well, you could take all of the debt together, roll that up, and everything could be paid off in, like, say, under 10 years.
Yeah, it was basically like a consolidation loan, only it brings everything under the umbrella of a lower payment and still spaces it out, and they do all the work for you. They decide who to pay first. It was really exactly what we would love to have been able to do, but we're never able to do that, so it was perfect. That
was something that we wanted to do for years, but it just wasn't something that we had the capital to do, and they were able to manage all of that and take care of it. We just couldn't believe it. Even within the first day, we felt that there was hope, and by the end of the week, we basically had everything under control. Everything was already in the works and carrying out, and you felt like this is really happening. This is going to be behind us, you know.
It was almost, you know, like Candace said, it's almost so easy that we had a lot of questions. Well, now, are you sure? You know, what about all these? Were those included? Oh, yes, they're taken care of. And so we kept questioning, you know, is this really true? I mean,
so you were skeptical.
Well, yeah. Basically, when somebody says they can solve all your problems and they alone are the only thing you're going to have to talk to, and you think, well, sure, there's always something, some catch, but there just wasn't. And we were just pleasantly surprised that our skepticism turned optimism, and we've never been happier about it. It did exactly what we had always hoped to do. If you know what you should do and you discipline yourself, you can do it. But the problem we find is that too many variables come up, and you can't make yourself do that in a sense that makes any economic sense down the road. They take the hassle out of it because all of the paperwork, all of the financing, that's all done for you. So you don't have to worry about squirreling away money and who to pay first, and you don't have to figure all that out. It's done for you.
If we had known about No More Mortgage, well, even a year ago, but you can keep going back, and if it was, you know, a few years ago, everything would have been paid off that much quicker. We would have saved that much more money.
The thing is, nobody's static. You know, your life's changed. But the good thing is they take you where you're at. Now, we had credit card debt and such along with our mortgage. That was probably, you know, we were right at the limit of making our payments. We know the theory of good credit, but it's one thing to know what you should do. It's another to be able to pull it off. They take the hassle out of that, and you get to relax and know that, you know, whatever comes up, it'll be taken care of.
It is going to save us over $300,000, and we're going to be paid off early. That money would have just gone to interest. It would have gone to thin air. It wouldn't have even paid off anything at all.
The side benefit to having the mortgage being paid off, you know, in 9+ years instead of the typical 30, and for us it was still 20 years away. Not only are we going to be saving hundreds of thousands of dollars, really, but it frees you up when you think about being a certain age and having to still support a mortgage payment. The mortgage being paid off so early and saving so much money, it's a double benefit. It not only gives you a little more peace of mind now, but you know that you're not just dumping thousands of dollars every month away to interest payments. That alone, you know, is a reason to do it. But we have a lot more other reasons too.
We didn't make any lifestyle changes at all. In fact, it actually did. It got easier. We didn't have to make more money to have this paid off within 10 years.
Although Candace was the one that really talked the most. She was home and I was working, and she told me how great everybody was. And so when I started getting more and more involved in talking to them, I realized they really were great people, very nice. And not only that, they knew what they were talking about. You could tell some of the skepticism I had was wiped away pretty quickly when I started asking questions. And they addressed the problem, and they addressed me like I knew what I was talking about, not like just trying to brush me off and reassure me. I was impressed.
They have been so nice to us. They've been so helpful to us. They were always so kind to us and walked us through the entire process. So I thank everyone that worked with us.
I knew there were savings to be made by not paying all those interest payments, and I know long-term mortgage means a lot of interests that pile up. The whole idea that we're going to save money and get our credit under control, I thought that was a side benefit until I realized how big a number it was. I mean, this is a huge amount. $300,000 plus is, you can't help but feel good about that.